What is up everybody, EK Gaming here, once again for another Minecraft video. Today I'm going to be going through 5 cool underground bases that I've made. This is sort of just a design ideas video, and the whole point of it is that these underground bases are simple and don't take long to build. So without wasting any more time, I'm just going to get straight into the first underground base. Now I just want to point out that I haven't actually bothered making a fancy entrance to any of them. It's a simple trapdoor for all of them, and I feel like an underground base is supposed to be something that people can't find, or just something that you can make in a very short amount of time. And making a big entrance that, well, will clearly take a lot of time isn't really part of this video, and it's not really relevant to what I'm trying to do. So, if we go down the trapdoor, we arrive in the first base. And you can see that there is a crafting table at the bottom. So this is what it is. It is very basic, which is why it says simple bases in the title of this video. So if we just take a quick tour, if we go straight down the main hallway going forwards, you can see that we've got 9 small chests, we've got an enchantment table with the full bookshelves, we've got some furnaces, we've also got lighting with the glowstone. You're going to see this in a lot of the bases that I'm going to be showing. In fact, all of them have this glowstone, which in the default texture pack, I don't really like the way it looks, so covering it with a trapdoor, I don't know, there's something about it, it just makes it look more realistic and a lot nicer. In this house I've used dark brown clay for the ceiling. You can see there's standard oak wood planks on the wall. If we go to the right of the ladder, there's a netherwart farm. These farms in the wall I've used more for decoration, because of course this is not a very big farm at all, and just to give the base some shape in the walls and some colour. The same thing goes for here. I mean, you can farm them, you are underground, but you could of course create a much more efficient farm underground if you really wanted to. Also, there's a clock for obvious reasons, because you can't see out, although if you really wanted you could just come up here and look upstairs. Then we have a wheat farm here, and if we look behind us we have the master bedroom, well, the only bedroom. Now I was a bit disappointed with the way this came out. It doesn't look as good as I thought it would. So as you can see, the walls here, they've got fences in. I put them in there to just give a bit of variety to the way the bedroom looks. You've got the standard lighting above again. You've got a, not fireplace, but just sort of a decorated area of the room with a jukebox and some flower pots. You've got the bed, and then this was an experiment here. This here is the storage for this bedroom. In this one you've got an ender chest, nothing in it, and then in this one you've got 3 chests, and you've got some more flower pots. And I did that just to make it look like a sort of cupboard. It depends. I mean, some people are going to hate it, I can tell straight away, but I did it because I didn't want the whole house just to look the same. So yeah, that's that with the first house. Provided that you have all the materials you need to start with, this base should take no longer than 20 minutes to build. Now I don't want to spend long on the second one because it is just a scaled down version of the first one, so I'm just going to get straight into this. This one is very similar to the first one. It looks like a smaller version. So this one is as you can see, oak wood planks for the walls again. You've got cobblestone on the ground. You've got an end chest and an anvil in the wall. You've got the whole wall farm set up with this time it's beetroots, but of course it could be anything. You've got 6 chests as you come down on the ladder. The ceiling is made from a different colour of clay, and as you can see I've put the glowstone deeper into the ceiling with the same trapdoor set up onto it. And then at the end of the room we've got 12 furnaces and the double bed. Well, the bed is right there. Provided that you have all of the materials you need in the first place, this base should take no longer than 10 minutes. Moving it on to house number 3, and I'd just like to point out that this is an underwater base. Now in my opinion that falls into a similar category as an underground base. The only reason I put this underwater is because I wanted to have a variation to the type of bases that I'm making. I know the title says underground bases, but if people are really that picky, then that's just the way it is. I've done an underwater base in between all of the underground bases as well, so let's get straight into this one. If we go straight to the bottom, we walk into a sort of sugarcane unit You've got the whole glowstone above these units, by the way, in all houses. We walk in, you can see I've used dark blue stained glass under the water. Ahead of us is our chest storage with the glowstone behind it again. We've got some furnaces and an anvil, the standard lighting with the glowstone and the trapdoors again, a stone brick floor, we've got our bed, an ender chest, a clock and a carrot farm. So again, this base will take you about half an hour to build if you have all the materials. Because of the fact that it is underwater, it is a real pain to get rid of the water. If you have sponges though, it would take 15-20 minutes, but of course sponges are incredibly rare and barely anybody has those in survival mode. And that pretty much is all for number 3. Now, one thing I've noticed while I was making these bases is that having a decent light source whilst not overdoing it can be difficult. So this is not a problem in the next base. Also, I think what I've done is a nice feature to the base. So what you're looking at now is just what looks like a standard pool of lava. But if we go over to the base entrance for base number 4 and we go down, you can see that the floor is birchwood planks. We've got the standard trapdoor glowstone lighting as we enter the base. And then as soon as we enter it, we look up, you can see there's orange stained glass and we are underneath that lava pool. Now, if you don't want to be found, if you're building this in a way that you want to be kept secret, your location to be kept secret, this is not the sort of base that you want to build, because all it takes is somebody to come over and grab some lava and they'll just see straight through that there's a base underneath, and of course they will come in and raid it probably. But this is probably my favourite base of all. For some reason I really like the fact that there's lava on the ceiling. The reason I used orange stained glass is because the supposed normal glass, it's too white. It's not clear. It's got those sort of white patches on it, and it just, in my opinion, didn't work. I tried red and yellow, they didn't work, so orange was the safest bet. As you can see, we've got a clock here because of course you can't see whether it's day or night outside. Above the bed in the corner there's a chest and a jukebox. Also got the standard lighting around the entire room. Here we have some potatoes. It's just another crop walled unit, which is mostly for decoration, because it is actually quite difficult to farm these. If you press them in survival mode and they just drop, sometimes they'll just sit floating there and you won't actually be able to get them. So it's a very impractical farm. I didn't really think that through, but it's too late now. The ender chest sits above the crafting table in the corner. Of course, these are all features that you could just switch around easily. There's an anvil in the wall with some more lighting. There's a plant that I tried to make. So these are jungle leaves. This is of course chiseled stone or something. But unfortunately, because we're in a desert biome, it's got this sort of dead colour, which isn't very attractive in my opinion. So perhaps building this in a plains biome where there's a lava pool would be better, because that would solve the problem with this, if you even consider that a problem. And then you've got the wall chest units, and that sums it up for this base. Also, in survival mode, this base would take you about at least half an hour to build if you have all the materials. The lava is really annoying. You have to get rid of all of it, and you then have to dig this all out, which isn't long, and then put all the lava back. And you need plenty of iron buckets to get that, which can take a long time to get plenty of them. And here we are at the final house, which is a very different styled build to all of the others that I've made in this video. So let's enter the underground base. First of all, you can see that there is jungle wood as the floor in this house, this underground base. And looking at the walls, you can see that they are not made from wood. It is a mixture between cobblestone and stone bricks. The ceiling is stone bricks, and then you've got the standard glowstone trapdoor light installments in the ceiling as well. There's 8 chests in the wall with the standard glowstone setup. There's also a brewing stand, an ender chest, a clock, and finally, and most importantly, an enchantment table with the full setup of bookshelves. Over here there is a set of furnaces, and then what I've done here is made these crops, rather than having these crops to survive from, because clearly there is not enough for you to survive off of. They are just there for decorative purposes. I think they look nicer than plant pots in some circumstances, this being one of those circumstances. And then of course there's the bed right here, and we can only sleep at night. Only thing I've noticed, if I set the time to night, which it now is, if I sleep here, for some reason the entire screen is black, or a whole section of it is black. I don't know why that is. I've tested all the beds in every base, and this is the only one that's had any problems. I don't know why that is, but tell me if you do build this. Tell me if you have the same problem, because that's exactly what's happened in this house for me. And those are the 5 bases that I made for this video. This final base that I'm showing you takes about 15 minutes if you have all of the materials. To summarize then, all 5 bases are very quick to make. The one with the lava was the most time consuming because of the fact that you have to get rid of all the lava, and certainly finding all of the materials that you need to build it, getting all the buckets necessary so that you don't lose the lava. That base is the most time consuming. I haven't made a block for block tutorial on these bases because you can pretty much just tell what needs doing by watching the video without watching a block for block tutorial. And it's all about creativity. I think Minecraft is about creativity, and just copying a block for block tutorial is not only boring, but it sort of misses the whole point of the game. I know it doesn't really have a point in the game, but in my opinion Minecraft is about creativity, and if you're copying something block for block, that's not being creative. So these were the 5 bases that I've made. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you liked the bases. If you didn't like the bases, give me suggestions for new types of bases that I can make. Give me ways that you would have improved them. Also, give me some video suggestions for the future. Like the video, subscribe. This has been EK Gaming. See you guys later.